remember wanting to run away from home a lot as a child. My childhood was very interesting. I feel like in theory my childhood ended when I was like 10. My mom really tried to instill like family values in us or something, and that we should support each other and whatnot. But the older like we all got, the more everybody got into doing their own thing, I guess you could say. My dad was probably my favorite person. My mom, like, me and her hung out. We had like adult conversations though. Like my mother never spoke to me like I was a child. And for years, like my mom was depressed, and like I don't think anybody either noticed or cared. So like for a long time it was just me and her in the house. And like growing up with somebody that's depressed, like while you're developing into the person you're supposed to be, it's really hard because like you start to take on their mannerisms and their characteristics and like start behaving as they do. I feel like people my age really just did not understand. Like I remember one time my dad was home and like my mom and like I feel like maybe my brothers or something too. And I had just gotten into it with my dad about something, and I called one of my friends and I was like, oh, you know, can I come over? Like whatever, whatever. And she was like, why do you want to come over? Seventh grade really sucked. My mom was like, you know what? You're just gonna go like live with your dad. My dad's like, oh, well, you know, she can't come here. I found out that I had type 2 diabetes. My friends decided that they didn't want to hang out with me anymore. It was like a release from everything that was going on around me. It was definitely a release. And like sometimes I still remember like getting chills when I would do it because it was such a like a rush. Sometimes it was like, you know, one like single cut and then I was done. But like sometimes I would like go back and forth and like really, you know, dig in. I don't think blame would be the word. I feel like they aided in my destructive behavior. I do feel like that. I didn't want to be around my family. Like, I didn't feel like I was a part of that family, and I had no desire to be a part of their family. I had a lot of moments like that where I just really felt like the family dynamic was just thrown off by my presence, and I didn't want to be there.
She's always there for me, like whenever I need anything, and I'm always there for her, right? And that's something that I feel like is part of what family is.
When I met Krista, I knew there was something more to her than what she was presenting, and I wanted to figure out what it was.
Didn't think that Krista was unhappy in any other form that other people are unhappy.
My freshman year, the beginning of winter quarter, I took some pills. It was just a reoccurring like thing, probably throughout like college. Like I would get really depressed, and you know I would think about suicide, but never to the point of like actually doing anything.
I felt that it would come out eventually, but I wasn't going to pressure her into talking about something she wasn't ready to discuss.
In October, like Halloween of 2009, my roommate was shot and Frankie Valencia was killed, and that really just like, it really messed with my head more so than I thought it was going to. I was probably like really depressed before that, but after that happened, like I really like kind of went into a little downward spiral.
I feel like Krista really freaked out when the situation happened with Daisy. I feel like it was really intense, and if I remember correctly, around that time a lot of other things happened in Krista's life. So like, there was a lot of death, a lot of negativity and things, and it wasn't okay. I don't know. I was really worried about her.
I wasn't myself at all. And I wasn't myself to the point that like people could tell I wasn't myself, which is very rare for me.
No, it was more serious and more thought out.
And I was just talking to her about what happened and how I felt about it. And Krista's therapist basically said Krista needs to be checked into the hospital.
Even while I was in the hospital, like waiting for them to admit me, I was thinking to myself, you know, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be here. And I honestly think if it weren't for my friends, like I wouldn't have gone. My mom kind of flew off the handle. And she just felt the need to like make sure I knew it wasn't her fault.
I was scared or nervous to, I guess, have Krista like be released to her mother, just because I had talked to her a little bit after Jessica had talked to her, because I was picking her up from the airport, and it wasn't there wasn't any type of empathy or sympatheticness to our conversation.
I feel like there's a lot of things, and not even just in my mother's life and my father's life as well, that they just have not resolved from their own childhoods. So I forgive them probably more than a lot of people would.
My only prayer was that that she could be happy, that she could understand why she should be here.
I always felt like something would keep her here, or we would be able to do something and she would be around.
Like thinking about that what if is what made me make the choices that I made towards me and Krista's friendship.
It's not something that I want to think about.
My past has given me so much compassion for people. People deserve to know that someone cares about them. And I think that's why I do so much for so many people. Like, I want people to know, like, if no one else cares about you, like, I care about you.
I wish that she could be happy. I wish that just that she could live every day and know what it's like to just enjoy life.
The only thing I want for Krista is to be happy and for her to understand that she's deserving.
I want people to know that there's so much more than their circumstance or background. Like, life isn't easy no matter who you are. And we all are gonna go through our own trials and tribulations. But I feel like the reason why I had to go through so much before the age of 23 is because I am going to do something grand in the world. Like, I'm gonna make a great impact on other people's lives. And I had to be prepared to do that. Like, you can't have compassion for other people if you've never been hurt or broken yourself. And I want everybody who sees this and who might be going through something to really understand, like, despite where you are in life, you can still impact and like change things around you. You can still like influence people and inspire people to do more.